Hey, what's up guys? Ben here.
And I'm Maddie, and today we'll be diving into the intriguing world of the pro pickleball space. So we all know that it's a rewarding experience to excel in your passion and call it your job. However, I'm sure there's a side of being a pro that kind of remains hidden to the general public.
For sure.
So today we'll be uncovering the lesser known aspects and gain insights from the #1 player in the sport. So let's jump right in.
Yay.
So you're constantly on the move, traveling from one tournament to another, maybe 1 to 3 tournaments every month. What's that like?
It's probably definitely a lot more exhausting than people really know. Unless you travel for work, then in that case you're probably familiar with it. But yeah, I think traveling takes a sneaky toll. It's actually quite exhausting. I rarely will, almost never travel now the day before I play, actually, just because it takes, it kind of wears you down. So I'll usually get into a tournament 2 days before, and then if the tournament goes to plan, you're playing on Sunday, then normally it's like I get in Tuesday, I probably leave Monday, so it turns the tournament of 4 days into a 6-day travel week, and then you're gone all the time, you're not home very often, and yeah, just like that travel, constant back and forth with that many flights, it definitely gets exhausting. So as much as I love going around the US and playing pickleball, travel is definitely an under-realized part of pro pickleball that is not the best.
Right. And traveling so much is challenging. So how do you stay on a proper schedule and staying balanced, whether it comes to diet or sleep and things like that?
Yeah, you definitely become a little bit of a travel veteran. You learn some tricks of the trade. If you're talking to Ryan Cherry, it's all about the time zone training. But yeah, you want to know how to adjust your sleep schedule based on the time zone you're going to be in. Keeping kind of a healthy diet and hydrating while you're flying is huge, in my opinion, for being engaged the next day and getting a good practice in and all that. Eating the right stuff. You can almost always find the right stuff to eat if you put in enough effort. Not all airport food is made the same, but you can find something good.
Yeah.
Other than that, get TSA pre, get clear. I'm the best spokesperson that's not a spokesperson for those two. It definitely limits your security time and your time in the airport. So yeah, there's definitely some things you can do while you travel to make it a little bit easier. Get a Hertz rental car. Hertz, yay. Try not to take red-eye flights or super early flights, that as well.
One aspect that I think goes unnoticed most of the time is that you actually have a dedicated team that travels around with you to some or most tournaments, and that's currently a manager and physical therapist. And kind of just tell me more about how that helps you and benefits your game.
Yeah, well, I almost feel like a real professional athlete with a team with me now. It's like having a box on the tennis court, right? That's pretty cool. But yeah, obviously you've been doing stuff for a while now, so it's nice to have you there. And recently got into the physical therapist side because these tournaments are just getting harder and harder, so trying to take care of the body. So yeah, it's almost becoming, it's always been a professional sport to me, but it's becoming more professional in some aspects just because you're a little more serious with a team. You're not just being, social while you're at tournaments, which tournaments are fun. They can be social, but when you have a team, it's you're there to win, you're there to perform, and it's the primary focus. So it almost makes me feel more professional in a way.
Yeah. So even though you just said that tournaments are maybe less social now, even though they are still fun, I think as being on your team, and I kind of see this, that there's quite a bit of camaraderie between all the pro players, as well as you're given a pro lounge, and that's where we'll usually be. Maintaining these relationships with one another and being able to compete at the highest level is crucial, but how do you maintain that difference from going off the court and talking to these people to then going on the court and competing?
It's not honestly something I've thought too much about. It just feels kind of natural, when you're there to compete. As soon as you're on the court, you're in game mode, and that's all there is to it. And off the court, it's not like I'm always in the zone where I'm just like, I need to focus, don't talk to me. Like, it's just, I think that's silly. It's almost exhausting. And, from what I've read of a lot of top athletes, actually, most of them are really fine to talk and do whatever, and I feel like most people think you must be in a zone at all times, and it's just not true. I think it's important to relax and be normal until when you actually need to be ready to, you know, perform and go, then it's a different story. But yeah, off the court, I think it's probably healthy to just be, you know, a little social and interactive and normal almost. So yeah, it's fun. I think all the pros kind of get a kick out of the fact that we're playing this sport. We're whacking a wiffle ball around for more than fun. We're doing it professionally for the most part, and you know, there's a lot of cool parts about that. That's why we're talking about it right now. And you know, we all kind of enjoy that. You know, we're doing that together in some sense. And not going to say there aren't some people that are taking it even a little more seriously, maybe a little too seriously, and they're just all about just that. But hey, you know, whatever works for you, they're all out there to do their thing with pickleball, and you know, that's cool in whatever aspect you want to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And do you think this camaraderie will continue? Because right now I think the same pros have been at the top for a very long time. So do you think as the sport continues to grow, do you think this same aspect of everyone kind of hanging out in the same area and being pretty friendly, do you think that'll continue?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely changed over the years. I think it used to be a little more social. It was almost a party sometimes. Like everyone was there not really to make money because no one was doing it professionally like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that aspect has definitely changed. We're all more serious about it, and I think that will continue. That trend will continue. You know, people get more and more serious as the sport becomes more viable as a profession, really. But it's almost like you hit kind of a plateau of that camaraderie that you're kind of talking about, where yeah, you're all doing it professionally, you're all there to win, you're all doing it seriously, but you know, you're all in it together in some sense of you're all doing the same thing, and there's you know, things you can take out of that where you can relate to each other and all that. So I've actually asked some pro tennis players, you know, how is the camaraderie on the pro tennis tour, and I kind of assume based on their answers that we will eventually plateau at something like that, where yeah, sure, you're not, you know, you're with your team and you're not super social outside of the tournament, but you're generally, you know, pretty cool with each other. You're in the locker room, you're still talking to each other and all that. So yeah, it's it'll probably get to something like that, and really at any level from what it is now to that, all sounds pretty good to me. It's pretty good overall.
So now switching gears here a little bit, as the #1 player, you are undoubtedly a role model for many aspiring pickleball athletes. So what advice would you give someone who wants to pursue a career in this sport?
A role model. Wow, Maddie. Now I feel pressure. Well, you know, first I'd say that, you know, whatever your goals are with pickleball, I think trying to achieve those goals, you're doing it in a great place. It's going to be fun no matter what, whether you even achieve the goals or not. The journey is going to be really enjoyable, and you should have a lot of fun. So make sure you're actually taking time to enjoy that, because it's going to be a process of, I'm assuming, you know, getting better over time. Other things, you know, don't take it too hard if you don't achieve your goals, but at the same time, I'd say with pickleball, because it's very ripe and growing and there's a ton of room for potential players, I think almost anybody can probably achieve the goals that they want to achieve with enough hard work and time. So you know, don't think your goals are too lofty. I think you can probably do it. Pickleball is there for the taking. So yeah, good luck, and hope to see you out on the tour and on the court. Awesome.
So to kind of close this up, do you have any final thoughts or messages for your fans out there, or anyone that is just enjoying the sport? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to never take anything too seriously. Pickleball is among those. Pickleball is an incredibly fun and enjoyable sport. So whatever you are doing with pickleball, whether it's a fan, a player, a pro, or whatever it is, make sure you're having fun and enjoying it, because you know, nobody can do it for forever, and although probably a lot of years in pickleball. So yeah, don't take anything too seriously. Make sure you're enjoying it. Thanks for following along, listening to this video. Love listening to me and Maddie talk.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see you next time, and this will just be the beginning of this series.
Thanks for watching. Look at that. We did it.
You did it, Maddie.
I did it all, Ben.